A two-parter that alters the story's trajectory concludes Georgie and Mandy's first marriage debut year. The decision to cancel young Sheldon was controversial. As is well known, fans adored the show despite numerous plot holes compared to The Big Bang Theory. The change in storytelling was the main reason for its success. The show evolved from being merely Sheldon's Genesis tale into a family drama, with the Coopers taking center stage. That idea is completely mishandled in Georgie and Mandy's first marriage. Just like the final season of Young Sheldon was masterful at balancing drama and comedy, Georgie and Mandy's first marriage managed to do the same. I mentioned this in my original review. Despite a lot happening in the first year of Georgie and Mandy's marriage, the spin-off sequel has managed to keep that part of the tale: guilt, boots, and big decisions. The show's supersized finales introduce more significant issues to the pair and set the stage for their future together, which ultimately leads to their breakup. Criticism of the couple's connection has been inevitable from the beginning. While the current season has made progress in directly addressing the issues caused by Georgie and Mandy's age gap romance, the Big Bang Theory franchise as a whole has managed to skirt the issue. The fact that Georgie is so dedicated to their family and Mandy is so determined to put herself first makes the nature of their dynamic the most problematic aspect of it, in my opinion. The Season 1 finale of Georgie and Mandy's first marriage further establishes this. Guilt Boots introduces the world to Scott, Mandy's ex-boyfriend and former spouse. Reunited in Medford, the two had previously worked together in San Antonio. Mandy's meteorological career takes off at the same time as Scott's arrival. Even though he won't be introduced until the series finale of Georgie and Mandy's first marriage, Mandy has supposedly been working with him behind the scenes for some time. She simply hasn't told anyone. Given their past and the positive impact Scott has on her career, Mandy's reluctance to discuss it with her husband is reasonable. How she tries to explain it is the problem. Here, baby Cece's mom had gone to tremendous measures, aided by Audrey, to persuade herself that she was innocent. She makes matters worse by comparing her predicament to Georgie's attempt to purchase Malister tires and by reiterating her refusal to give up her ambition just because her husband is unhappy with her job. The key distinction is that her decisions are motivated by selfishness, whereas Georgie's are driven by a desire to provide for her family. Emily Osment is in absolutely no way to blame for this. Actually, it's more to do with the writing of her character. Without going deeper than the surface reasons, Georgie and Mandy's first marriage has played on Mandy's desperate need to establish a reputation. As for Georgie, he's known to be an overly caring and sympathetic family man. So that his protagonists don't become flat, Georgie and Mandy's first marriage must mix things up going forward, even if the romance between the leads isn't very interesting. In Georgie and Mandy's first marriage, the ensemble is where the show really excels. By the conclusion of Young Sheldon, the Cooper family had grown just as integral to the show as Sheldon himself. If the spin-off sequel maintains a similar trajectory, the Mallisters may follow suit. Despite getting off to a rocky start, Connor Mallister has emerged as a surprising series highlight. In Big Decisions, we witnessed Jim and Audrey's relationship take a dramatic turn as they face the daunting task of selling their business. In essence, Jim, Audrey, and Mary's replacements couldn't be more dissimilar from one another. Unlike Sheldon's parents, they shouldn't worry excessively about money. Georgie and Mandy's first marriage is a sitcom about multiple generations of a family, but it's also about marriage problems and family turmoil. Part of what makes this comedy stand out is Mary's role, which includes a touching comeback in the series finale. Those familiar with his story from Young Sheldon, their motives promise to be complex, layered, and emotionally grounded. They have their own truth, their own trauma, and possibly their own solution to the planet's future. Disney has already screened the first trailer for Avatar 3, but only behind closed doors at CinemaCon. According to everyone who saw it, the footage is absolutely mind-blowing. They're saying the visuals are on a whole new level. Cameron's team has once again raised the bar, even compared to The Way of Water, which already set an insanely high standard just 2 years ago. Early reactions highlight how fluid, detailed, and immersive every single shot feels. The camera glides, soars, and races alongside the characters, diving through Pandora's landscapes like you're really there. The trailer also puts a strong spotlight on the new Nausicaa clans. The Ash people, led by Varong, are front and center, but they're not the only newcomers. Another tribe introduced is the Talon clan, also known as the Wind Traders. They represent a more technologically advanced culture focused on aerial navigation. Their main mode of transport is a fleet of enormous flying ships with massive sails and smooth, egg-like hulls. These vessels float gracefully in the skies of Pandora, looking like airborne fortresses. Interestingly, the Wind Traders won't be allies to Jake and his family either. They're hostile toward them, but they're also in conflict with the Mangwins and Varong. That sets up a complex, multi-front war with several clans drawn into a tangled political and ideological struggle. Avatar 3 is clearly expanding far beyond the original Nausicaa versus Invaders concept. Now we're looking at an intricate web of alliances, betrayals, and rivalries between the people of Pandora themselves. It's shaping up to be a massive, morally complex war story, where everyone has their own agenda, and no side is entirely right or wrong. One of the most talked about moments from the trailer was the depiction of Iowa. According to those who saw it, she appears in a few scenes as a glowing, semi-humanoid being, something divine, ethereal, almost ghost-like. Her full form isn't shown, but it seems like Iowa may now be capable of taking on different shapes, possibly even interacting directly with characters. Of course, it could also be a dream or vision experienced by Kiri. But either way, it adds a powerful mystical layer to the story. There are also some intriguing updates on Colonel Quaritch. Reportedly, Varong gives him new armor and weaponry, and some sources are even teasing the possibility of a romantic connection between them. But easily the most jaw-dropping part of the trailer is its final act, a massive aerial battle that looks like it'll serve as the film's explosive climax. The sequence involves 3 clans clashing in the skies, with breakneck pacing and incredible detail. The sky is literally on fire. Wind Trader ships are smoking as they maneuver through the clouds, while squads of Ash people dive in on their Ikran, launching coordinated attacks. Visually, Avatar 3 looks like it's in a league of its own. And story-wise, the stakes are clearly getting higher. As for the franchise's future, it's huge. James Cameron has already mapped out ideas and concepts that stretch all the way to the year 2040. He knows he might not be able to direct every installment himself, so he's been busy world building, laying down the lore, character arcs, and the rules of this universe in detail. The goal is to eventually pass the torch to other directors, ensuring the Avatar saga can continue to evolve long after he steps away. But for now, all eyes are on December 19th, the official release date for Avatar, Fire and Ash. And since the trailer is already finished and being screened behind closed doors, chances are it'll drop publicly sometime early this summer. Until then, all we can do is wait and get ready.